Offense has been hot, stayed that way tonight. 11 more hits for you guys.
We had a lot of good at-bats. I probably, selfishly or being greedy, wanted one more big hit. We left those bases loaded there a couple times late in the game. We had a chance to bust it open, but we couldn't do it. But again, the hitters look good. I mean, they're locked in, good at-bats, grinding out at-bats, double-digit hits again. So, again, you score 7 runs, game 1 of an ACC weekend series. I mean, again, hats off to the offense.
Dan, it's again, I think in the third, it was the bottom of the order that kind of got things going. 3 straight hits, and it was the 7, 8, 9 guys that got it going.
We've been talking about that. It's been a staple of our program. When we're offensive, and most years we are, it's the bottom half that, everybody in the country is good, 1 through 5 or 6. And, I've always thought the years that we're most offensive, it's our 7, 8, 9. And you got guys like Davis, like Pinkham, Levy's been locked in, Campbell, Stringer, and good hitters that give us really quality at bats. And it just makes it hard on the other team. I mean, you just try not to give them a breather, or you get to a point in the lineup where, okay, we can have an easy inning, and those guys at the bottom make it very tough on you.
I know you want to obviously win all 3 this weekend, but when you get off to a start like this, does it relieve a little pressure for the guys, do you feel like? I mean, you play well on Friday night because, Friday night game is the toughest one to get, it seems.
Yeah, I think that's something the media and the fans talk about. I think our players know, man, we just live in the moment. We're just trying to win one game at a time, and you don't want one game to carry over to become 2 or become 3, and it just puts more pressure. This is a tough game as it is. So do we want to win game 1 of a series? Yeah, it's nice to win game 1, but win or lose, to be professional and to be the type of team we have been and we want to continue to be, we just got to show up tomorrow and turn the page, as we like to say, and the guys laugh when we say it, but it's a staple of our program. Just turn the page and show up tomorrow ready to compete.
Things could change awfully quickly. I mean, you guys went up to NC State a couple games back at first. Now here you are at home, a weekend later in first of the Atlantic. You like the progression of the team that they've made from day one to where you are now?
We're definitely in a good spot. I don't get caught up with what place we are in the league, and there's a lot of baseball left to play. We just want to play good baseball. We have no control over what the other teams do, and teams will get hot, teams will get cold. When you play them has an effect on your season lots of times. So just put our head down, stay focused, and we've done a really nice job of that the last month.
Maybe not the best stuff from Reed tonight, but still competed and got you what you needed to get. And then Brian got a huge out there in the 6th.
And Brian did that at NC State as well. Hats off to our bullpen, Hoeing and Kirian. We gave up a couple cheap runs, which was frustrating. It didn't hurt us, but it could hurt you. We want teams to earn it. We want them to hit a ball in the gap and really earn those runs. And but Brian and Kirian we're not taking that bullpen for granted. We are where we are today. You got to have great starting pitching, but we've been really pleased with our bullpen, and Hoeing has settled into that role like he did last year. He's really comfortable there, and of course Kirian and McAveen at the back end. But for a weekend series, you got to have Elliott and Poland and all the other guys that have been throwing well.
Vanellis went hitless today, but he's been on a heck of a streak. What has made him so more effective at the plate recently?
Just getting comfortable. Yeah. Freshman year, is you got to make adjustments. These kids aren't used to struggling. They're not used to the scouting reports, the talent of the pitchers they're facing. In usually young guys' defense, being in and out of the lineup is something they're not used to. They try too hard, which could backfire on them. Alex is very professional. He works hard, and when he got a chance to play on a day-to-day basis, and he earned that right. You got to earn that right to play every day. You got to make all the plays and make some nice plays and help the lineup, and that's what he was doing. He didn't have a lot of sexy numbers to show, but he was competing, and so he just kept earning the right to play, and then before you know it, boy, he locks in. And the last month, like our offense, he's been really good.
And Logan tonight, you mentioned the offense, but he was locked in with 4 RBIs tonight, and I think it's a season high for him. He's kind of hitting his stride, is he not?
He's been great. He's never really, the expectations are so high for him, and he puts a lot of pressure on himself. And we talk about, man, just trust your ability, and if you're going to walk 3 times in a game, hey, that's great for the lineup walk. If you're going to, get 1 hit in a game, make it a big one. And it's more than, it's not just the hits, it's the presence. It's what he does in the middle of our lineup. And I would think now he should know more than ever, it's not all on his shoulders. He might have felt like that the first half of the year, but now that all the other guys are going, and you got a young Benellis, and you got Britton and Oriente and all these other guys, he should just enjoy, compete, and help the lineup.
In the beginning of the season, you threw out a bunch of lineups in an attempt to get a little bit more production out of the bottom of the lineup. But now, close to the end of the regular season, now that everyone is seemingly hitting their offensive stride, what's it like for you on a day-to-day basis to try and find the quote-unquote perfect lineup to throw out there?
Stressful, in a good way. I don't ever want it to be a negative. It's a blessing that we have so many good hitters. And I just got to remind them how good they are. When you're in the lineup, and even when you're not in our lineup, that we could bring an Oriente off the bench, that I got Stringer I could have used tonight. Zeke Pinkham sitting over 300. We'll catch tomorrow. You know, we've got so many good hitters. I think it helps each other. I think they hold each other accountable. They push each other. They know you really can't take a day off and show up not ready to play because there's a guy that stands right next to you that's ready to play. And so it's good for them. I mean, it's what we say, being professional. You know, when they cross the line and get paid to play this game, and you're fighting for your life. And so it's good practice in this program. It's a controlled roster, so it's not crazy, but it does prepare them for the next level.